the 12th of April, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Nice, thank you.
Okay, so now we're in 5.
Yes, if you look, I want to skip a little bit to Tough Iron Hay.
Tough Iron Hay. Tough Iron Hay. Okay, Tough Iron Hay. I'm there.
This is at the end of Magid when we now start doing the actual mitzvahs of eating the matzah and the murah.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds like an important part.
Yeah. Okay.
So Yitol Yadav Vivarech al Nitilas Yadayim. So you wash your hands and blesses al Nitilas Yadayim. Vayikach ha matzos ka seder shehi nicham aprusa bein shtei hashalei mos. So he takes the matzahs in their order. Shehina Sam. I don't know Shehina Sam.
Okay, so as okay, so again, he's washing his hands and makes a bracha on Netilas Yadayim.
Right.
And he takes the matzahs as according to the arrangement. Shanicha, that's a ches. Shanicham, as he placed them.
Oh, as he placed.
Yeah.
In the arrangement.
Right. As they were placed in their arrangement, which means
that's referring to the 3 matzahs, the middle one being broken.
Exactly. That's the next few words. Haprusa, the broken piece. Prusa is the broken piece. Bein shtei shleimus.
The broken piece between the 2 full pieces.
Correct.
Okay. Vayucha zaim biado vivarech hamotzi va'al achilas matzah. So he Vayohazim is
So he takes hold of them like Shnaim Ochazim Batalas. He takes hold of them. Takes 2 of these.
hold with his hands. With his
Right,
hands.
Exactly. These 2.5 matzahs, he takes hold of them.
And he blesses both motzi and achilas matzah.
Right, exactly.
V'achar kach yivtza me ha-shlema ha-elyona ume ha-perusa. And afterwards, he takes out yivtza.
That he breaks the shleim. He breaks from the whole one, the whole top one, and from the broken one in the middle.
Oh, okay. So he uses the first 2, the whole one and the broken one, and he breaks them up and serves them.
Right. Exactly.
Mishtehen, from the 2 of them. Biyachad, together, vayit bilame, vayat bilame bamelach.
And he dips them in salt.
He dips them in salt. Really? Do we do that?
So look at the Haggah, look at the Ramah. That's the Mechaber. That's the Mechaber.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so look at the Mishnah Berura.
Go look. Continue on in the Mechaber. You have the Haggah. Ve'ein minig ditbol b'melech b'layla rishon.
Oh, the ein ha minchag letabel bamelech. It's not the custom to dip in salt. B'layla rishona on the first day. Defas naki ein tzarich melach. What's defas?
That's pas naki. Pas meaning bread naki, which is fine bread made from fine flour. Naki literally means clean.
Okay, so because of the nature of the matzah, the way it's made, it doesn't require salt.
Right.
That's interesting. I thought the salt had to do with the service in the base of Mikdash, not with the bread itself.
Yeah, there are several reasons for the salt. You're right. The fact that we have salt on the table, there should always be salt on the table because the table is like the mizbeach, the altar in the Beis Hamikdash, right? Dipping in the salt is another story as well. So there are a couple of different reasons why we have salt at all in general, and also why we actually do the dipping in the salt.
Oh, so in other words, even according to the Ramah, there should be salt on the table.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yes. I just wanted to verify. I think. Right. Good. Right. It's actually quite a detailed. It's seemingly a minor thing, dipping the salt, not dipping the salt, but it's a quite detailed technical halacha. Let's take a look at the Mishnah Berurah up till now.
Okay. Yitol yadav v'kule. He washes his hands, etc. Rotzeh lomar, that is to say, af al gav she natal le hayirakos. Even though that he washes for the vegetables.
Meaning we did already. We already washed our hands for the carpus.
Right. Kamo shekasav b'siman taf ayin gimel sif vav, as it was written in this other place. Mikol makom, nevertheless, kevan de amar be nasayim. Haggadah v'halel hayishinan. Okay, let's translate that. Since that it says, in the meantime, in the Haggadah, the Hallel, Hashinan means we're concerned.
Exactly. Very good. Yeah, we're concerned.
We're concerned. Shema hisiach daiso v'naga b'makom mitunaf. We're concerned that maybe his mind will be distracted.
Yes, very good. His siaktas is to be distracted. Correct.
Nega is a blemish.
Well, when Naga, he touched. So Naga, he touched.
Touch. A place. Tunaf, is that like Tuma?
Mitunaf, it's close. Yeah, a place which is dirty, some type of filth. So since even though, meaning practically speaking, we really shouldn't have to make another washing of the hands here, because we just washed our hands for the carpus some time ago. But since that we are concerned that since he was saying the Haggadah in between, it could be that he was distracted and wasn't paying attention, and therefore his hands might have touched a place which is Matunaf. He might have scratched under his yarmulke, he might have touched his shoes, he might have scratched under the skin of his shirt that he's wearing, right? And these things would cause a type of defilement of the hands that would cause him to wash his hands again. And therefore, that's why we're washing our hands here again a second time.
Shehayadayim askanios hain. That the hands. I don't know what askanios is.
Askanios is they kind of wander around, like the hands, like they sort of just get into all kinds of different places unintentionally without thinking.
Okay.
So therefore, we wash again for hamotzi, and we even make a bracha, right? Because we're concerned that he possibly may have touched his hands in a place that would cause them to be washed again. There's a bir halacha here, if I'm not mistaken, which is worth seeing.
Yitol Yadav.
Right.
Ein Mishna.
Ayin Mishna. Take a look at the Mishna Berura, which we just
read. The Mishna Berura, the Kasuv,
Shibuli Haleket. That's a safer on halacha.
The Shibuli Haleket, Kevan Shetalui HaTa'am Behesach Hadaas. Hadaas. So since it depends on the time, the reason of a distraction.
Good.
Im Berura lo shimer yadav. If it's clear to him that he guarded his hands, heitev, very well, velo naga bechisvei hakodesh, and he didn't touch something that was chisvei is means negation, that it's not holy.
Well, no, Kisvei HaKodesh, Kisvei are like the scriptures, the Holy Scripture. He didn't touch any Holy Scriptures. He didn't touch a Sefer Torah, or he didn't touch the Megillah, because touching these things cause a person to have to wash his hands as well.
Right. Okay. He didn't touch a Sefer Torah. O Bishar Devarim HaMitamim, or something that was impure. Biyadayim, Hayadayim ein tzarich lechazor v'litol yadav. Then if he's sure that he didn't touch anything that he shouldn't have touched, then his hands do not require to be washed. But I'm confused about the Sefer. I mean, you're touching the Haggadah the whole time. Is that not considered to be a Kisvei HaKodesh?
Yeah, well, Kisvei HaKodesh has to be something in a scroll form. It has to be like a Sefer Torah or a Megillas Esther or one of the Nevi'im, right? So even if you would have a chumash that was printed, a printed chumash would not cause you to have a necessity of washing.
Oh, it has
Only
to.
those things that are written in the same fashion as a Sefer Torah would cause you to have that type of necessity to wash your hands.
I see. And why is that? That's not Tuma.
Right. So that's a gezerah. They made a gezerah that if a person touches Kisvei Kodesh, he can't he'll have to wash his hands if he wants to eat bread. There was a certain reason for that, because there were times when people would store food, holy, like for truma, like a truma and such. They would store the food in the same places they would store the Kisvei Kodesh, the holy writings, in the scroll fashion. And since the food and the scrolls were there in the same location, it would draw the attention of the rodents, mice, rats, and they would come for the food, and they also see the Kisvei Kodesh.
Excuse me a second, Rabbi. I'm sorry. I got to take this call.
Okay.
Hello. Yes. Yes. Hello. Yes, I remember. Yes. Yes. 466 shekels. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you telling me. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Same to you. Bye-bye. Sorry, Rabbi.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was about. It was from the doctor's office. They're charging me something. It's not a big deal.
All right. Yeah. So just in brief, they were involved with making a protection that the Kisvei Kodesh, the Holy Scriptures and the prophets, Tanakh, basically Tanakh, written in scroll form, shouldn't become misused. So therefore, they made an extra stringency. That if a person would touch them, he'd have to wash his hands.
And that's because there was food stored near them?
Yeah, there was the food for the Kohanim would be sometimes stored there. They'd bring rodents and they would destroy the svarim. So, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Okay, but Anyway, that's the halacha. If you touch a Megillas Esther, you should wash your hands, especially if you're in the middle of a Suda, especially you have to rewash your hands and such.
Okay, that sounds good. My son is calling me over and over again, but I'm waiting because we have only 9 minutes left.
Okay,
I keep hanging up on him and he keeps calling back.
all right.
Let's finish up. Okay, so we're back to the Mechaber or the Mishnah Berura.
Let's see, a few more Mr. Brewers, I think.
Okay, so Mishnah Berura, we were down to Vayochazem biado.
Right. He holds them, right? That's what he's going to be.
Right.
These matzahs in the order of their arrangement.
Right. Kol shelashtan ha'el yonah ha'tachtona bishvil lechem Mishna. Okay, so what is shalashtan?
All three matzahs. Shalosh tam, all three.
Shalashtan, all three. The upper one and the bottom one, because of the principle of having two breads.
Right, that's the lechem Mishna, which you usually have on Shabbos and even on Yom Tov. There's such a thing as having lechem Mishna.
Haprusa, the broken one, al shem lechem ani, due to the principle of the poor man's bread. Vayivarech birkas hamotzi, and he says the blessing hamotzi, vayaniach hashlishis, and he lets the bottom one rest, or in other words, he drops it. Lehisha mate mi yado. What's lehisha mate?
He lets it slip out from under his hand.
Slip from his hand. Okay, so he releases it and lets it slip from his hand. Varech al ha-perusa, and he blesses on the broken one. Im tefisas ha-elyonah. That is what, with the upper one.
Yeah, you have so you make he's making since you're going to be making two brachas, one samotzi and then al-achilas matzah, right? So the top matzah, which is whole, and the bottom matzah, which is whole, you have to hold while you're making the bracha of hamotzi, because that's for lechem Mishna.
Right.
Okay. And then before you make the next bracha, al-achilas matzah, you let the bottom matzah slip out from under your hands, and now you're left holding the whole matzah on the top and the middle broken matzah. And on those 1.5 matzahs, you make the bracha al-achilas matzah.
Okay, and what is this word tefisas?
Tefisas meaning that to grasp, to grasp.
Grasp. Oh, grasp. So he's making the blessing on the middle one, but he's also grasping the top one.
Right.
Vayvarech shtei habrachos terem yish barem, and he blesses both blessings. What is terem?
Immediately.
immediately
immediately break it. After the completion of the two brachas, immediately break both matzahs, right?
and he immediately breaks them. Ukamo she misayim hamechaber, and it's like the position of the mechaber.
Right, as it was written in the mechaber, meaning as he concludes, Messiah as he concludes the mechaber.
As the mechaber concludes. Va'achar kach kula, and afterwards, etc.
Yeah, that's what he's quoting the mechaber. What the mechaber wrote from Achar. Take a look back at the mechaber, you'll see. He says the Achar kach.
I think I'm gonna ask to stop now
Uh-huh.
because that's
Okay.
the first time my son called, and that usually means he's desperate.
All right.
Sorry
Okay.
about that, Rabbi.
All
But
right, we'll continue tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Amen.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you again. Be well. Have a good day too.
Okay.
Shalom.